Hey YouTube. So, unless you sleep on a rock or something, you probably noticed that Sephiroth has been announced for Ultimate. It's the day after, and we're going to try to analyze, and I'm going to give my predictions and my thoughts of all the gameplay footage we've seen from the trailer, how I think that he's likely to have some kind of boss phase or stance or something really unique, and what that means for how good he's going to be, how he's going to play, and how his stage is going to be, if it's going to be tournament viable. So first off, this is all predictions. There will be more information the 17th. So definitely stay tuned for that. That's not very long. His release date is probably going to be either right after this, so on the 17th, or a week after generally. I think that's been the trend. Hit the bell. Oh yeah, thank you chat room. Hey, over half the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. Maybe consider subscribing if you want to stay tuned. I'm trying to release pretty much daily YouTube content starting now. So yeah, I'll definitely have a in-depth video on Sephiroth when it comes out as well, of course, as well as melee and fighting game videos, and maybe even a chess video. Anyway, first obvious thing, his release trailer, this trailer, honestly, in my opinion, the best release trailer possible. I think this release trailer was the best reveal trailer that we've seen. It was honestly really, really fucking good. I mean, I think everyone, like, listen, I'm not the most avid Ultimate player right now, especially because we can only really play online, and obviously online sucks. But even I get a little semi-boner when I see Sephiroth. And I'm super excited for the music. The music in Final Fantasy VII Remake is amazing. And the stage is really cool. And honestly, I'm just a huge fan of villain characters in general. Like, I really wish Ultimate had more badass villains. So, we're gonna skip through a little bit and watch some of the trailers. But my main thing is basically that I think he's gonna have some kind of boss mode or stance, because watching through his gameplay, you notice that he's running around, he's fighting. Obviously, he has insane range. Seems pretty laggy, pretty strong, but it's really hard to tell from these because we don't know, what percent the opponents were at and such. He has this wall jump mechanic. That means he's going to be good at recovering on stages with walls like Kalos. But yeah, you see that he doesn't have his wing out, right? And you can see he does a projectile here that seems like a neutral B, pretty laggy projectile. Seems to be some kind of damage over time thing, like Joker's side B. You can see like it circles around Pit. But then later, you see the wing come out, right? This is CGI cutscene. And the wing comes out, right? And I really think, I don't know why other people haven't talked about this, but I really, really think this is some kind of stance. Maybe it's in our ascend mode. Maybe it's some kind, like, I don't know how you activate it. Hopefully, my hope is that it's not based on taking damage. It would be really cool if for once it was a stance that wasn't based on, getting hit. So it's not a comeback mechanic. But yeah, you see how the wing is here. And now he has the exact same outfit, and yet he has the wing out. And now his neutral B, and this doesn't seem like it's just the charge animation, right? This doesn't feel like this is like fully charged neutral B, because he does an additional full charge here and then throws it, and obviously it explodes. Seems really broken, but obviously we don't know. Like, it's very slow startup, so we have actually no idea. So, like, then the most logical thing at first is, oh, well, he just has a wing outfit and he has a no wing outfit. But they actually released the outfits, I believe. But yeah, basically he has a shirtless outfit, and then he had with 2 different colors, and then he has just different colored ones. Honestly, his outfits are really boring, like his normal color versions. They're going to be just like Cloud, where you can barely notice the difference between any of the regular ones. Hopefully this gray or white one is a bit noticeable. But as you see, the wing is always there. regardless of the outfit. And then it's not there at all for the shirtless one. So that makes me think that it is not an outfit, right? It is not that he has 2 costumes and then one of them has the wing and one of them does not. I think this is some kind of mode, some kind of stance. And the thing he does here, he like starts up here. Obviously, CGI cutscene, which looks badass. It reminds me a lot of when Arsene is activated. And then obviously it glows. Again, I don't think it'd be glowing if it was just a part of his normal outfit. And yeah, so that's my initial thoughts, that I think he's going to be a boss face. Like that's what they're alluding to or something. I honestly, I haven't actually played Final Fantasy VII. So if I'm upsetting some Final Fantasy stan, XXX Sephiroth Ken XX on Twitter, is going to be really mad in the comments, but I truly just don't know. It might be similar to Arsene, but here's my piece, right? Byleth came out, and if you look at his moveset overall, I think it's kind of strange not to see how he's very, very similar in terms of character archetype to Byleth and many other characters that are already out, sword characters, right? He seems to have massive range, and if you have massive range in a Smash Bros. Game, you generally tend to be slow. You generally tend to be a little bit heavier. If he has max speed plus really far range, then he will be undoubtedly the most broken and best character in the game. Unless there's something insanely crazy, like he dies at 10% every single stock. So we don't really know, but my guess is that they basically went like this. Okay, Byleth is a slow character, a distance demon, as they call him, that fights from a distance, that's slow. And now we have Min Min, who's basically the same archetypes. Obviously, the execution is very different, but you're supposed to stay far away and hit him with attacks. And then we now have Sephiroth. He's another anime swordsman. Now, I know that he's probably the most well-liked, and everyone's pretty much happy about him being included, myself included. But I think that in order to not upset a lot of people that are tired of anime swordsman, they're going to try to make him unique in how he plays. And I think that from all the attacks we've seen so far, the only thing I've really noticed is this stance. He has a counter on his down B. Wow, how unique, right? No other sword character has that. Seems to so far have pretty generic projectiles, just like Byleth, he has a projectile on neutral B. Just like Corrin. This stab animation seems to be, I don't know, it could be like an aerial down B, and then maybe his stance is on the normal down B. It's really quite hard to tell. Now that I look at this again, I'm starting to get afraid that it's a comeback mechanic. I think that's what they're trying to tell us. Look, he gets hit. And then he transforms. I hope that's not what you're trying to tell me, Sakurai. That looks like an F smash that he aims. This looks like a kind of dash attack that's maybe upgraded. My honest opinion is that it's either going to be a combat mechanic or it's going to be a mode that you enter. That's why it takes a bit here. Because you see him do this animation, right? Where he puts a hand up to his chest. Obviously, we don't see the full animation because of the cutscene. So I think it's going to be a mode that he enters and he becomes more powerful but laggier during this mode. And maybe slower startup. I personally think that would be the best version. And that's where you see that all his attacks are really slow startup. This one is a charge up move. Maybe this is a side B or something actually. Seems to have arrows too, so you can aim it. Look at this, wait. Yeah, see how you can aim it? I really think it's gonna be, maybe that's his up B, but a grounder or something. We don't really know. Maybe you can cancel it faster if you just press B instantly. And then obviously, he has this one, which also seems to have a very, very slow startup. I'm predicting that his side B, the move we saw earlier, this dash move, is basically like an Ike side B. And that's maybe also why they have Ike. Sometimes Nintendo likes to do stuff like that. But you can also aim it upwards or downwards, or maybe straight up. Again, this is all predictions. We'll see. We'll know more in a week. Outside of that, I personally think that he's probably not going to be the best character. I think that his archetype is generally lean slow. The reason why Joker is arguably the best is because he's fast. He doesn't have that crude range, actually, especially outside of Arts End. But he's lagless compared to most characters, and he has really, really good speed. He also has a down B counter, but the reason why it's so much better is because it's so much faster than every other character. So I think that's pretty much, honestly, all what you can say with the info we have now. Maybe someone can look more. That looks like an up smash, and again, it looks really, really slow. And that's the problem. Like, slow characters in fighting games generally are really, really killer at low levels, but at higher levels, it's more important to be fast and not punishable. Like, this looks like an amazing free-for-all move, but you only need to hit one character in most tournaments because it's 1v1. So there's not really that much reason to have that slow of an up smash. So I personally predict that he's going to be like mid to maybe a little bit heavyweight, have really bad landing and out of shield game. So he's going to be very comboable. Probably a bad recovery, or at least below average. And it's really going to come down to just how good are his main spacing tools? How good is his long range moves? If he has like even one or two moves that have extremely good range, they cover a nice area, and they don't have much lag, that alone could make him top tier. That's just how it works. Like, you don't need a character to have 15 good moves. You really only need to have a complete game plan. And I could actually see him have a complete game plan if they only overtune one or two of those moves. Especially since he has the stance, right? So he really only needs like one or two damage dealers, and then maybe the stance could make most of his attacks kill moves. Lastly, we have the Cloud has like a new final smash on him, right? So that's probably going to be character specific. We might see Cloud get some updates. Some people have been talking about maybe he's finally going to get an English dub. Maybe not, because Cloud has an English dub obviously in Final Fantasy Remake, but he doesn't have one in Smash. And then there's this last part, right, where he goes boss battle. This I don't think is going to be something you actually play against. It's either going to be a final smash, which is most likely in my opinion, or it's going to be a separate like a World of Light boss or something like that. But yeah, outside of that, I think the most important thing is honestly to look at a stage. Can we see a zoom out? I mean, this looks to be a pretty normal stage. Maybe the meteor is on with hazards. Oh yeah, that's the thing I forgot to mention the most. The most important aerial for most characters in Ultimate is the Nair. We have not seen his Nair yet, so that could either make or break the character. Yeah, we can't really see him dash or run yet, which is a big problem actually. There the stage is. So the stage looks like it could be 100% legal. The thing is that if this stage is legal, I mean, it's basically just Kalos, right? It's a very bog standard stage layout. It's a wide stage with two platforms, which Ultimate already has a bunch of. Yeah, it's like Kalos without walls. So basically like the starting layout for Town and City. Platforms are way lower. I don't think so. Maybe a little bit lower than Kalos, but not much. I wouldn't be surprised if this stage has some kind of crazy hazard that you can't turn off even with hazardless. Looking at how you don't, like in Min stage, they have these ceilings that you can't turn off even when you use hazards off. That allows it not, like, that basically makes it so that you cannot play it in competitive tournaments. He dashes 130. This is just a roll, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's his roll, dude. Come on. Come on! That said, from this, we can kind of see that he seems to be a little bit more of a fast faller. His jump seems very short. Very, very short. I wonder if we can count the frames for this. All right, so jump 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Damn, what? That is an ultra short hop. Probably his lowest. Probably. I mean, wait, what is Steve's? Steve's is like very low, but it's still way higher. And it didn't even look like a fast fall. That is really weird. Actually, super unique. Maybe this footage is sped up or something. I could actually see it. But if someone could probably compare with Mewtwo's F tilt and then like figure out. But honestly, it's probably going to be the shortest short hop in the game. No pun intended. So that could definitely make him play very differently to Byleth. Also could be a huge problem unless his full jump is good. Because he's going to have a lot of problems escaping pressure. Just so you guys know, like when I say that it's a problem that he's like Byleth, it's because most people think that Byleth is, around low to the bottom of high tier. Most people think mid, low high tier, top of low tier, stuff like that. Like basically, he's not even like within the top 20 characters, top 30 for many people. And if you're not top 30 in Ultimate, you're most likely not going to be a character that a lot of people pick, especially when you're of a sword character archetype, which Sephiroth is too, right? Because there are already so many great sword characters like Shulk, like Chrom, like Joker. So you have a really tough, category to try to prove yourself in if you're a sword character. So hopefully, I hope that Sephiroth can be a really unique character with this boss mode, stance mode, whatever. And yeah, I think I'm going to leave it here. We're going to do another full breakdown once we get Sakurai's walkthrough. And yeah, hope you guys are excited for Sephiroth. I'll see you guys next time.